Anita Baker kicks Babyface off of her tour. Let's put it up full mass. Hell of a story here. Anita Baker, iconic, legendary, hands down. Anita Baker has completely severed ties with Babyface for her tour amid an ongoing back and forth with cyberbullies she believes are disguised as his fans, okay? Baker announced on Twitter, let's put it up, after silently enduring cyberbullying, verbal abuse, and threats of violence from the fan base of our special guest, Heart Support Act, in the interest of personal safety, I will continue the Songstress Tour alone. Appropriate refunds will be made. Babyface posted a response on Instagram, okay? Babyface is legendary in his own right. I am saddened by the news that Anita Baker has decided to remove me from the Songstress Tour. It's unfortunate and disheartening to see how things have played out via social media. While I was looking forward to the rest of the dates, I have nothing but love and respect for Anita, and I wish her the best for the remainder of her tour, signed Babyface. I gotta say this to Babyface, very well played, very well played. It doesn't seem as if there's a conflict from him about the matter. There's more. The two Grammy-winning artists had been traversing the country together for weeks on the Anita Baker, the Songstress Tour, which kicked off in Hollywood, Florida in February. They were scheduled to make a total of 15 stops, with the last show taking place on December 23rd in Oakland, California. For the past week, Baker has responded to critics accusing her of being difficult to tour with, and those pointing the finger of blame at her after Babyface's May 10th performance was scrapped at the last minute. The latter appears to be the catalyst for the fallout between the two legendary vocalists. In a previous tweet, she claimed that Live Nation assumed responsibility for the disastrous show that was plagued by a 2-hour delay, a host of technical issues, and a shortage of production staff. Now, I will say this, being a person who has worked in radio for many years, I have hosted many concerts with a lot of individuals like Babyface, not Babyface himself, but some people you would say, yeah, they're close. If you're running that late, 2 hours late for a concert that people have paid for, you gotta drop some stuff. Now, dropping Babyface, that's a tough one. But typically you do drop some acts. I do not know how many others were involved, but according to the Some Old Love, okay, vocalist, the same old love vocalist, she has had enough of the crooners' supporters and their nonstop heckling. On June 13th, Baker informed her fans that she will be solo for the final 8 tour stops. And I would say this to Ms. Baker, obviously, I'm not going to say anything against you, dear sister. You are like the auntie that everybody wished they had. You were legendary, you've endured a lot. You overcame significant discrimination in your industry to become at the top of it. But I will say this generally for those who manage both of these artists. There are those who would disguise themselves on social media in order to create conflict inside of the culture. When things like that start happening, please understand that everyone is not a good faith complainer. They are simply submitting information, rhetoric, and dissension so that there is a public battle when there never was a personal one. All right, Bennie, thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I guess I'm all too familiar with getting a lot of like hateful comments on the internet. And like, look, it can be really taxing, right? It can be really taxing, especially if you're like really busy and you're dealing with a lot, like having a bunch of people on the internet say like horrible things to you. I get the impulse to like do something that is like, hey, I think this is gonna like save me some of these hateful comments and I just need to do that for myself. So like honestly, complete respect on that front, because like it can be taxing to have to deal with stuff like that, especially for me as like a trans person on the internet, right? You get a lot, right? Unless you're like basically anybody who isn't like a cishet white guy is gonna have like an army of people that are just looking to like harass them for like a litany of reasons all over the internet. And so I get that, but there are definitely a lot of like bad faith people who pretend. I mean, in the comments here, you'll have people that pretend to be big. Oh, I'm a big fan of TYT. I'm the most progressive person there is. But oh, golly gee, I just hate that there's a trans person on. And so like those people are fake people, right? They're like right wingers who are like trying to like just like get people riled up. And I don't know. I think really this says more about like the type of harassment that's normalized on the internet than like this particular instance. And it sucks that it seems like it's affected somebody like really important, right? Who's like doing like a big tour. But it is something that I think affects a lot of public figures, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does. And I tell my college students all the time, it's not what you're called, it's what you answer to. What you're allowed to stick to you, what you're allowed to impact you. That's what makes the difference.